Today on r/today I effed up. Today, I effed by buying my man an Xbox. He's been playing Fallout 4 all night for nearly a week. My partner is a hard-working, wonderful family man. He came from the Philippines and has grinded to make a home for him, his son, and me. He never spends money on himself, so I decided to take the plunge and buy him an Xbox. He had bought his son PlayStations before and apparently he had played them, but finding time was difficult for him, and he's very respectful, not taking over his son's things. So for as long as I've known him, he's only ever played pool on his phone for half an hour or so before bed to unwind. But I had an incline that he might like a proper platform, and this Xbox was going for an amazing price. So we booked a week off for an early birthday break and I gave him the Xbox. Needless to say, he's played non-stop for days. For entire nights even. He absolutely flipping loves it. But I'm kicking myself because he is addicted to Fallout 4. If I had been just a bit braver, I could have bought him a PC instead and we could have played Fallout 76 together. If only I'd known he'd love these kinds of games, but now I've made him a console gamer. For our next story. Today I effed up by overstaying my welcome at my girlfriend's apartment. So I, 27 male, have been dating my girlfriend, 26 female, for about 3 months. Things have accelerated very quickly, and we've spent less than 10 nights apart from each other since we met. My AC is not keeping up with the Florida summer, and even though I've had an AC repair guy out 3 times, it's still about 80 to 85 degrees in my upstairs room all the time. My landlord doesn't want to replace it, and she's charging me about 50% less than she could for rent, so I haven't pushed her. She's not some big landlord, this is just her old townhouse and is her one and only rental property. Anyways, I've been sleeping at my girlfriend's apartment a lot. She has 2 roommates, and today, one of her roommates was asking about my AC. I asked her if she was uncomfortable with me being here. Apparently both her and the other roommate have sexual trauma, and having a man randomly in their apartment all the time and in the middle of the night has not done their mental health any favors. I feel terrible, and I sincerely apologized. One night we told her roommates we were staying at my place, but it was 85 in my room, so we came back. I went down to get water in the middle of the night, and she just saw a man standing in her kitchen after having fallen asleep on the couch. I scared the crap out of her, but I didn't realize it. Luckily I can hear my girlfriend very calmly and cordially talking to her roommate downstairs. Let's dive into our next story. Today I effed up by touching a man's blazer looking for a price tag, thinking it was a mannequin. I went to a local clothing store, kinda like Zara or similar store, on my local mall trying out new clothes since university is about to start. While looking for one, I found a blazer that fits into my style. I started thinking outfit ideas for this and started touching the mannequin thinking it was a mannequin. He was looking through his phone at this time. This man is as steady as a frozen dead body. I never thought this mannequin was somehow alive. I started going through his body looking for a price tag. When I tell you my heart dropped when this mannequin moved, my heart dropped. This man looked back and stared at me thinking I was a monster and an alien from another planet. He asked, "What's your problem?" In the most scary side-eye face ever, I immediately said, "Oh my god, I'm sorry, I thought you were a mannequin. And I was just trying to look for the price tag, I'm so sorry." We talked and talked about the outfit and where it came from, then eventually he gave me his Instagram since he usually posts outfit checks there. Pretty funny, and I totally effed up today, LMAO, well at least I managed to get a friend from it. On to the next story. Today I effed up, I made the entire ER think I had a heart attack. Welp, so I scared an entire ER into a code mode for a stupid reason. I'll preface this by one thing about my medical history. I have torn the muscles between my ribs in a work-related accident a few years back. They are very scarred but do not hinder me in any way in normal life. Scarred muscles are not as good with blood flow as non-harm muscles are. I've been having these chest pains while working night shifts. Nothing serious, just a bit of discomfort. My blood pressure is on the high side, so I've been told by my doctor to monitor it. This put me on edge about heart stuff. Now at my work, there are 2 places where to sit. At station 1, I was fine. At station 2, I got these chest pains. As it happened by chance, I always got station 2 for night shifts and station 1 for day shifts. The same doctor who warned me about my blood pressure also said that I probably should stop working nights. Then I took that one night shift after a worker before me had adjusted the chair to an extreme backwards tilt. I was fine for a few hours. Then I got these really bad chest pains on the left side of my body. My left arm went all numb, cold and hurty. The pain got worse and worse and I could just barely use the keyboard with my left hand. This is all happening inside a hospital, so I went to the ER and asked the nurse in charge if this is something to be worried about. She freaked the F out. Well, not really, she's an extremely professional, cool and collected person. But she raised the whole emergency team to rally for a possible heart attack. They put a blood saturation meter on my left index finger and it did not read anything. Zero zilch, no finger here, sir. I had to stop them from cutting my clothes up while they did an ECG. That's electrocardiography. It's where they put all those electrodes on your body to measure how the heart is doing. And everything was completely fine. The doctor then asked a lot of questions about these chest pains, including back and neck problems. As we discussed this, it started to dawn on me. The chest pains only happened during night shifts. Not at home, even if stayed up all the way to 4 a.m. The only time I had had a night shift without any chest pains was when not sitting in the chair for station 2. It was the goddamn chair that caused all of this. I tested this and I was right. The chair 2 made my chest hurt, chair 1 did not. Sitting on the chair 2 for a few hours made all these symptoms happen. Somehow, the way the chair is made impedes blood flow on me. Not like a chokehold, but just a bit. It takes hours. The scarring of my muscles on my left side made this lack of blood flow to manifest as something way more severe. It was not the night shift. It was not my heart. It was not the overall stress I'm feeling as a fresh father. The stress about high blood pressure made way for psychosomatic symptoms and I was freaked out. It was the goddamn chair. After adjusting it to a position that I find more uncomfortable, I no longer get these random chest pains. I'm really sorry to all the people who attended to me. Good job. For our next story. Today I effed up by believing in the 3-day rule in dating. Honestly, I don't know why I'm writing this. I guess even if it helps a single romantic somewhere in the world, it will be worth it. I went on a date with a girl I'd matched on a dating app. As an average-looking guy, I don't get many matches, and the ones I get usually end up ghosting or unmatching me for no reason. Men will know that feeling. Anyway, this girl was different than the rest. We matched, talked for a few hours, and decided to go on a date the very next day, a surprise but a welcome one. The next day comes, and we meet and share a bottle of wine. A few awkward moments in the beginning, but that's understandable for a first date. Overall, it was a pleasant date, and I thought she shared the same sentiment. We part ways and my F-up commences. I liked her enough to send a message in the next few hours, but decided to consult some of my friends and sleep on it first. Everyone gives a different advice and I decide to follow the 3-day rule in dating, thinking that giving her too much attention too soon would scare her off. For those who don't know the 3-day rule, it's waiting at least 3 days to text or call a girl after the first date. I wound up caving in and messaging her a day later. Told her that I had a plan for our 4th date. We talked about our upcoming 2nd and 3rd dates half-jokingly. She seemed very offended about me not texting her for a full day after our date. I tried to explain that I was swamped at work and only had very short windows of opportunity to text and waited until I'm fully available to talk. I apologized twice and expressed my willingness to go on another date. She sent me a few cold messages and finally unmatched me. We could have been really good together, but I decided to follow a stupid rule and not my heart. Because of that, maybe I've missed a beautiful chance at love, who knows. Everyone is different, and they have different feelings and opinions about dating, but I've learned that I should follow my heart from now on, and I suggest every hopeless romantic out there do the same thing. Let's dive into our next story. Today I effed up by not understanding what indirect heat meant. I met my now husband about 15 years ago. I decided that I needed to cook a good dinner for him and impress him with my grilling skills. After perusing several recipes, I decided to make beer can chicken. If you don't know what that is, you basically shove a can of beer up the bottom side of a chicken and use the legs and beer can as a tripod to keep the chicken stable on the grill. I made a great rub and coated the chicken in a little olive oil and all the good spices. I was so excited for dinner. Now the thing is with beer can chicken, it's a set it and forget it kind of meal. You're not supposed to take the lid off the grill because it loses too much heat. So things are going well. Chicken is on the grill. I make some delicious sides. Now husband comes over and I tell him I have great plans for us tonight. Chicken should be ready. I walk outside, take the top off the grill, and the chicken is crispy. Good to go. I go inside, grab a platter. He follows me out. I take the top off the grill. When I tell you that chicken burst into flames like it was ascending to heck, I'm not kidding. Now husband practically laughing his behind off. I practically unalive of embarrassment. We ended up ordering pizza. Our last story for today. Today I effed up by cleaning my ears properly. Now I guess this is more a I effed up all my life until now. I'm 20, I'm an adult. I thought I knew some stuff, including how to clean my ears. About 2 weeks ago I went on vacation, and I went by plane. When I got back I started to have trouble hearing. I had to tell everyone to speak louder, I could barely understand them. I thought it was normal, everyone always tells you that it's because of the pressure while flying and all that. So 2 weeks pass. I tried some sprays, some medication, didn't work. Tonight I've tried the spray again, and I went to clean my ears with a Q-tip like I always do. This time, it was different. I put the Q-tip in a different angle, and it went farther. It went really far. Farther than I've ever done it. And it hurt a bit. But when I pulled the Q-tip out, God, what a sight. There was this 90% solid matter on it, a really dark brown. Really dark, black almost. I used another Q-tip. More stuff came out. And then another, and I kid you not, at the end of this, there were like 15 completely covered Q-tips. I then went to talk to my family and I could hear them just fine. Yay. But I feel so dumb right now. And those are all the stories we have for today. See you tomorrow.